Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today, I'm going to show you an actual meta build. This is a very popular build. I'm sure you've seen a guide on it. I'm kind of at the point in my YouTube career
Right.
where I'm kind of testing out what really works and what doesn't really work in terms of the types of content that I release. You guys clearly like the prestiging stuff. Now we're going to try showing you a meta build, heavyweight, and then we're also going to go into a mythic and kind of show you what the DPS is. This is my quote-unquote main, I guess. It's my highest eye level character. I've played this probably the most. We already got a dungeon key. I'm going to leave that so that I can explain the build. I didn't think it was going to be that fast. Yeah, so let me explain the build. So I'm fully kitted out. Every single slot is enchanted, right? So the build is heavyweight. Dealing weapon damage with any warrior attack reduces your attack speed by 5%, but increases your physical damage by 2%, stacking up to 5 times. Normal auto attacks reset this effect, which means you basically have to macro every single one of your abilities with /stop attack so that you don't accidentally auto attack and reset the stacks. However, when you reach 5 stacks, your next melee swing will crush targets in front of you, dealing 125% unnormalized weapon damage. This damage is tripled and always crits against non-players, but can't crit against players. So if you are trying to do this for a PvP build, you have to remember that it will not crit. Now the purple random enchants that I use Quick Death. So my execute gives you 3% melee haste for 15 seconds, stacks 5 times, which means that it's going to be 15% at max rank. Real easy. The next purple one that we use is Counterpoise. Well above 50% rage, you receive 5% melee haste. Well below 50% rage, you receive 3% melee critical strike. I'm basically always above 50% rage. I would say 99% of the time I'm above 50% rage. So you can also take Zephyr, which is dealing damage with Wind Fury, inspires you with the Wrath of Alakir, increasing your attack speed by 1%, increasing your chance to trigger Wind Fury by 2% per stacks. This effect stacks up 10 times and lasts for 15 seconds. When reaching 10 stacks, your next Wind Fury will consume the stacks and trigger 2 extra attacks. So that's pretty good. I am not Wind Fury on this build though, so I'm not taking that. I opted for Rockbiter to have more attack power. Basically, the difference between Wind Fury and Rockbiter would be your crushes hit harder if you go Rockbiter, but you stack up crushes faster if you take Wind Fury. So depending on what content you want to do, if you want to do like heroics mostly, then I would say Wind Fury is probably better. Or even if you get, majority of the time, if you get good groups, I would say Wind Fury is going to be better because it does take a little bit to stack up. You don't instant burst like a Pally, for instance, right? All right, so let's continue on. So the next purple enchant that I use is Weapon Command. Increases your melee attack speed by 10% and expertise by 10 while wielding a single two-handed weapon, but reduces physical damage dealt to players by 3%. This effect does not work well in cat or bear form, right? So those are the 3 purple REs that I use. So let's go through like the lesser REs, but are still very important, right? So we stack 3 improved heroic strikes, right? Which basically just reduces the cost of my heroic strike ability by 2 rage points times 3, right? Basically, this is your main button that you're going to be spamming. It generates a stack every time you press it, right? So it's like bop, 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 right? We're also mace spec on this build for the increased attack speed. So we stack 3 of those as well, which your attacks with maces ignore 1% of your opponent's armor, which is also really nice. Increases your melee attack speed by 2%. So just having 3 of these increases my attack speed by 6%. We also use Unbridled Wrath. Increases the rage generated by your Unbridled Wrath ability by 1, which is a talent. Gives you a chance to generate 4 additional rage points when you deal damage with Heroic Strike, Cleave, or an auto attack. I only stacked 2 of them because I didn't really find the difference between 3 and I'd rather have the precision. So my hit rating is only 4.8%. I don't think they add in talents. I think this is only 4.8% from your gear. So I think I'm more like 6% if I add in the 2% here. And I don't know if it adds in this chant as well. Precision is a great one to use as a melee if you're finding yourself missing a lot. The melee hit cap for melee in PvE is 8%, so just keep that in mind. And last but not least, sudden death. So it reduces the internal cooldown of the sudden death by 1.5 seconds, basically meaning that it's going to pop up more. All right, so we stacked 3 of those bad boys. All right, now so we're gonna go over the talents now and basically explain why I've taken them. This is not my build. I would like to just point that out. This is Dreamus, I think. So let me just go over the talents real quick. So we have improved slice and dice for obvious reasons. You don't have to press it as often because it increases duration by 50% and also increases your attack speed by 6%. Then we also went into quick reflexes, which increases your expertise by 3, and as well as 6% melee haste, which is really nice. And then obviously we went mace spec, which your attacks with maces ignore to up to 15% of your opponent's armor, which is really nice when you get that big crush off and it goes boom, right? And as well as the 10% increased speed. But we have to equip a mace. And then in subtlety, we went 3 points in Honor Among Thieves. Increases your chance to get a critical strike with all spells and attacks by 3%. And the capstone bonuses grants you a combo point whenever you deal direct damage to your target with a spell or ability. And then we also take 3 points into Flurry, which increases your melee attack speed by 15% for the next 3 swings after getting a melee crit. And this is where most of your talent points are going to be going, is into the arms and Fury tree. So we start off with increases the damage of your heroic strike by 9% and reduces the rage cost by 6%. Eventually, by putting all these talent points in, your heroic strike costs nothing. I think it generates actually at the end. We also put 2 points into Approved Rend, basically giving it 20% increase more damage as well as 10% additional crit chance. Then we went 2 points into Improved Overpower, which increases the critical strike chance of your overpower by 50%, very big. We also went 3 points into Anger Management, which, if you guys don't know, it's a very popular thing for people that like tanks and stuff. Allows you to generate a bunch of rage without having to do anything. The capstone bonus is your charge also reduces the damage you take by 30% for 4 seconds, which is really nice for a tank as well. You can also do this build as a tank. I've seen it. I personally am not a huge fan. You need a lot of like, Holy Wrath and a lot of instant aggro stuff. And then we went into two-handed weapons spec, which increases the damage you deal with two-handed melee weapons by 3% and increases your expertise by 6%, as well as the capstone bonus, which is really nice because you do tend to rip with this build after you do a big crush. All threat generated is reduced by 20%, right? Very good. Taste for Blood, whenever you rend, you have a 100% chance, allowing you to use your overpower ability for 9 seconds. Increases its damage by 10%, which is also very good. Capstone bonus, with the final rank of this talent, your rend ability deals 75% weapon damage, right? So the better weapon you get, the more your rend does. Unrelenting Assault reduces the cooldown of Overpower and Revenge, but we don't use Revenge in this. You probably could. I didn't roll Revenge, but that might actually be pretty good. But it reduces the cooldown by 2 seconds, increases the damage done by both abilities by 20%. In addition, if you strike a player with Overpower while they're casting, their magical damage and healing will be reduced by 30%. I don't really think this build is that good in PvP. It takes too long to stack up, I feel like. We also take Blood Frenzy, which increases your melee attack speed by 4%. So this whole build revolves around just trying to get more attack speed, so we can constantly heroic strike, and get that stacked up as fast as possible, right? In addition, your Rend and Deep Wounds abilities also increase all physical damage caused to that target by 4%, which is just a little nice additive. We also go into Two-Handed Weapon Mastery, which allows us to generate 20% more rage from physical damage dealt and deal 6% more physical damage. This also only works with a single two-handed weapon, so if you thought that maybe you could do this with Titan's Grip, you cannot, unfortunately. That would be really cool though. And then obviously we have to take Sudden Death, or else we can't stack up that stuff, only on below 20%. So Sudden Death, if you guys don't know, allows your melee hits to randomly proc a free execute regardless of the target's HP. And then we also take Wrecking Crew. Your main hand melee and melee special critical strikes increases the damage caused by your Overpower, Mortal Strike, Execute, Rend, Thunderclap, and Bladestorm abilities by 15% for 12 seconds. Now we take this obviously for the Overpower, Execute, Rend. We don't use Mortal Strike, Thunderclap. And I would use Bladestorm, but I didn't roll Bladestorm. Bladestorm would be pretty sick, though. And then Fury, we already talked about this, but 2 points in Unbridled Wrath gives you a chance to generate 4 additional rage points when you deal damage with Heroic Strike, Cleave, or an auto attack. And then I had 2 points left over, which you can kind of do whatever you want. You could do Expertise more if you have better gear that has more hit rating, but I just went 2 points into Precision for the 4% increase hit, right? It's great. Fantastic. Lovely. This makes this build so broken. Increase your melee attack speed by 20%. In addition, attacks strike an additional nearby enemy. When people crush with Blade Fury up, it literally doubles their damage. It's insane. With this build, because of the fact that it is 100% guaranteed crit, you want to go as much attack power as possible. So if you get stuff like Blessing of Might, very good. I also rolled Wind Fury Totem, right? So increases my attack speed by 10%, or melee haste, sorry. All right, so now we're going to show you what I personally rolled on this build. So we got Eviscerate, which allows you to spend those combo points not only on just Slice and Dice. I usually don't press this as much as I'd like to, but maybe you get 1 or 2 off in a fight. We got a Brez, really nice. We also rolled an Interrupt on this build as well, so that's super nice. This build's really easy to roll. You need Rend, you need Execute, you need Heroic Strike, you need Overpower. Everything else that comes is gravy. You could spam Cleave if you wanted, right? Whirlwind gets another stack, which is really nice. And then we rolled Bubble as well as Blessing of Might. All weak auras will be linked in my Discord. The link to this build will also be in my description. We get into a Mythic Dungeon and show you how this build performs. All right, so we got into a dungeon. We got Strat Side Gate, Service Gate. So this is a Mythic. All right, so we are gonna buff everyone up here. Make sure we got our Rock Biters on. Ooh, look at all the buffs. I love the fact that they made this shit uncommon. I really do. Big crush, big crush. Oh, bro, that feels so good to press, dude. It's like, it just feels so good. That's realistically what it comes down to, right? All right, so our first boss, drop Wind Fury, running the target. He's going to push away, so we're going to want to make sure that we're standing back. Overpower, big crush. Got a Slice and Dice. You want to basically press Slice and Dice, even if it's only a 1 combo point. Waiting for those Execute procs. Here we go. Okay, we don't have Rend on the target. Rending. Reactivating my Slice and Dice. Execute. We realistically would like to have an Execute up to 5 stacks before the boss, like on ads and stuff. Overpower on CD. It's going to chunk most. Look at the damage, baby. 1800. It's okay. Like, I'm still missing a trinket. Remember that? But it's so fun to play, boys. It's so fun. All right, so I'm going to Eviscerate there. Only 1500. So we lost. Feels bad. We suck. We lost to a Pally build. Pally builds are pretty good. The AoE is what gets me. Ready? Big crush. Coming. Boom. Massive. It's the most satisfying build. I really think that. I'm feared. Undead OP. All right, now we're at full stacks of the Execute debuff. Big crush. Boom. See, I'm ripping. Even that's with 20% reduced, right? So it happens. Can we get an Execute? Oh, yeah, I got an Execute. Let's go. No, 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 no. Bubbling. Crushing. Oh, we pulled the other pack. No. Big crush. Oh. I'm going to say it so often in this video. It's just, this is the reason why I've stuck with this build for so long. Is because of the big crushes, dude. I typically gravitate to the big hitters. Oh. Dude, it just gets better when you have more targets to hit. Because it can't miss. And it always crits. Oh. Like, look at that. That's so good. The single target isn't that good. Like, it's still good. About 1800 to 2k. Can I kill this guy? Is this the tank? I can't hit right now. Dad, please. There we go. So positioning is everything. You want to make sure the frontal cone in front of you is pointed towards the most mobs for the most effective damage. I hate this boss because she gives you Banshee Curse, which reduces your chance to hit by, I think it's 40%. Yeah, 41%. Yeah, so basically on single target, you want to make sure you get your quick death stacked up as fast as possible so that you're at max haste from that. I want to just kill him, but I shouldn't. Is that toxic? It's probably toxic. Sure, keeping that Slice and Dice up. The only part that sucks is like when you have fighted like little mobs like this that don't really have that much HP, it takes a little bit to stack up, and by that time a Pally build or something that just props 2 buttons is already built up essentially. All right, so we're gonna crush, reposition, line up. Boom! It goes pretty far. The frontal clone is pretty far. Also, I'm not dropping my Wind Fury. I totally forgot on the last boss. That's just my bad. I've been playing New World, so I haven't really been playing this game too much. Basically just for videos, because you guys are liking them so much. Yeah, if you guys like big smacky boys, this is definitely the build for you. It is also very good. Scales really well with attack power. No, I'm not going to lose my 5 stacks. No. Proctor at the end. See, there's certain parts of this build where I'm like, fuck, you know? But it is what it is. It does take a toll on your fingers. I will tell you that, all right? So if you're not a fan of, like, Fury Warrior play on retail, you're probably not going to be a fan of this. Oh, this is the other boss. This is the boss that pats around randomly. I know I've said this in every other video, but I really, really can't wait for this server to go to TBC and Wrath. This is my first season ever playing this server. Also, I didn't make these weak auras. These are from Demas, I think is the guy, his name. I don't think he was the creator of this build, but he kind of brought it to light, and I think he has probably the best video for this build. These plans usually go for a decent amount. I don't know whether or not our team is needing on them or not. Oh, someone hit need on it. So I'm also going to hit need on that. Typically the expensive plans, everyone's supposed to need on it, as well as like the backpacks. So this right here is going to be annoying for me. Oh! because I can't stack up fast enough. Okay, we got a crush. Big crush. Boom, big boy hit. Drop the Wind Fury. Just renting all these targets. We got a big crush. Try to reposition myself. Terrible camera angle. Pog. I love just seeing 4K on every target ever. Like, it's so good. I also still have a heroic weapon. Like I said, the only thing that can make this build any better would be Blade Flurry. Big crush. Oh, look at that 5K damage right there. That's sick. I know the sound effects, right? That's the reason why you watch this channel. I ripped aggro, so I'm just gonna pop bubble, so it's not on me. We're gonna focus the Banshee because the Banshee is the most annoying mob. Like I said, remember, you do have to macro every single one of your abilities with a stop attack, except for heroic strike. Right? So eviscerate, show tooltip, cast, eviscerate, stop attack. No, give me an execute proc, please. Oh, I got it. We're good. Basically, when we get down to this, I just overpower execute. That's literally all I'm doing, back and forth. Here comes one. Because we're mace spec, we also ignore a certain amount of their armor too, so we actually hit harder as well. I'm sure you guys have 100% seen this build somewhere. Decent sized pull. Here we go. Oh, I'm ripping. I love seeing their HP just like actually get chucked down. We're at 4. Hopefully he pulls within 10 seconds, 6 seconds. You don't always get what you want, you know? This is the tanks world. I'm just living in it. This is a tanks world. You guys don't even know half of it. You gotta feel it in your hands. They're all the abilities you have to roll are common, right? So it's just you have to roll a lot of commons. I like how this little animation when you have it up. Does anybody know what those things are for? The Frayed Abomination Stitching. Do you guys know what those are for? I always hit pass on them because I think it's for rep, right? Now, as a DPS, you can help by hitting the target that he's on. I know right now I'm currently not hitting that target, but I am also moving at negative speed. Oh, I'm getting knocked away. No. Please. Oh no, I'm gonna lose the the execute, please. Oh no. The boss does not like us. He is not about it. Big amount of ads are coming. I do have a preloaded. I'm gonna bubble because I know that's gonna rip. Oh my god, I love it. It's so good. Boom, another one. Look at my screen, dude. There's so many numbers. All right, we're on the last boss here. Let's see if I get them out. Big crush. Boom. Yeah, as soon as ads come out, this build does so well, especially if you have a preloaded crush. We're doing 3K damage. Now that is because obviously the ads. Quick GGs. And that's the end of the dungeon. Big hits, big crits. If you like that, this is 100% the build for you. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next. Probably bear video coming next. Maybe a little bear prestige action. Anyways, keep an eye out for that. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.